Hey everybody, it's Monday. Welcome to a new episode of LonsTV. So yesterday was Super Bowl Sunday. I ended up watching the entire broadcast, but not really because I was live blogging the ads for Mahalo.com, my old employer. So you can go to Mahalo.com right now and see a lot of the pages that we were working on. We made pages for just about all the ads, but it was odd because it meant I really was doing what everybody sort of snarkily implies that they're doing, which is really not watching the show at all, not watching the game, just watching the advertising, and then as soon as the game would come back on, I would have to go back to my computer and like update about everything I had just seen. So it was an odd experience to really not have any idea about what was going on in the game, just hearing like, oh, every once in a while, but knowing exactly what everybody's talking about in terms of all the ads and the entire miserable, disgusting halftime performance. I thought that was kind of weird. Like, I don't care because I'm not into football or sports, as you probably guessed, because I never bring it up of my own volition on the show ever. An example is I just feel like I only ever think about sports in the context of me personally being inconvenienced. Usually because I live in an area of LA that is sort of between or near Dodger Stadium and the Staples Center and sort of the Coliseum even below that. So it's like when major sporting events happen, it like ruins my whole day. And that's really the context. I don't otherwise care about them, that I walk around with sports in my head all the time. It's like, oh, why is traffic so bad? Like, oh, there's a Dodger game. Like, that's how I think of sports. Like a thing that comes along and ruins my day. So anyway, let's get on to the main topic. It's a sad way to start a Super Bowl video, I know, but it's the truth, and I'm here to tell the truth. What would be the point if I wasn't going to be honest with you folks? But I did end up watching all the ads. It seems like the only thing anybody on the internet is talking about at all today. Every single website I go to is like, hey, Kim Kardashian, here's the full Skechers ad. It's like National Geographic. Like, it doesn't matter what the site is. It's there prominently on the front page. Like, see, they're the wacky chimps from Career Builder. They're climbing on that guy's car. It's a weird thing that we all become so fascinated by commercials this one day, and then the rest of the year we go back to like skipping past them angrily on our DVR. Like, why do we decide that on this day, like, yeah, maybe they have like J-Tims in them, but like, why are we like suddenly so excited about commercials? It's just weird to think about how we've been all hyped in that way. Anyway, here are my discussions. Not to throw more fuel on the fire, but here are my picks for the best and the worst of the Super Bowl commercials. So obviously I thought the funniest one, I seem to be in just sort of general agreement with the entire world, that the funniest one, or maybe the only funny commercial this year, was the Darth Vader kids, or kids pretending to use the Force, and it was for, I don't know. Who cares? Who knows what it's for? It's funny, and the Darth Vader kid was good, and then he's done the TV rounds, and he's like, I've seen people making fun of him now because he has a pacemaker. It's like, oh, he's part machine, he's like Darth Vader. And it's like, yeah, I guess this is a funny observation, but it's also making fun of a sick kid, which is a little weird. But anyway, everything's taking a dark turn on today's show for some reason. I don't know why. I thought this would be a fun, upbeat one. But anyway, I thought that was really the only majorly amusing, memorable spot from the entire night. Like, all the other commercials that were supposed to be funny were just like crude or annoying or just offensive, or I mean, like, I think if I was going to give another sort of mini award to it, it'd be like the lamest ongoing Super Bowl campaign that we're forced to suffer through every year would be those GoDaddy spots. I mean, what, like, I don't want to go see the end of the ad. It's irritating and shrill, and it's like, and seeing Danica Patrick and Jillian Michaels on TV is not at all like a rare or special thing, and they're just there. They're not doing anything like exciting. It's not interesting. We know they're going to be in the ad. Like, I guess this year the big shock was like, hey, it's Joan Rivers in the ads now too. It's like, well, that's great, because I was saying it was shrill before, but now you've added Joan Rivers. So that's sure to make a big difference. And then it's also just, it's always built in this, like, these cliffhangers, like, see what happened, go to GoDaddy.com. And it's like, this is not Lost. You guys aren't working on a level where it's so compelling, like, I have to know what happened when Jillian Michaels walked onto that fake set. It's like, whatever it is, it's going to be friggin' stupid. Why do I want to go to your website? Like, you bought this airtime. Like, show me what you got, GoDaddy. Wow me. This is your 1 minute a year of us paying attention to your commercials. And I don't know. It's just, I don't get why they would possibly keep going. Like, I guess it's what got them on the map. Like, is that why everyone knows about GoDaddy? Because they did that first year, that sexy commercial where like the girl like wet her own t-shirt down or something. Like, can you really build a successful company on something like that? That would be sad if that was true. Moving on, the coolest movie spot that I think we saw, there were a couple cool movie trailers. Obviously, Captain America, a contender. It was our first real look at what the action Captain America is going to be like. It looked cool. I was into it. It was a little slick. It looked a little modern. I was sort of hoping it would feel a little bit more retro because of how they've decided to go with the story. You know, it's like the first Avenger, and it's like the comic book prequel to end all prequels, and I don't know, it still felt glossy and modern, and I did like all the bits with his shield, and I mean, it's just such an iconic character. It's going to be fun to see them finally really try to do that one for real and not like, you know, the millions or dozens of sort of tragic earlier versions of that. I think one was with like Dolph Lundgren. Was he in a Captain America movie? Anyway, it'll be cool to see them really try to pull it off. But I personally think that the coolest film advertisement that we saw yesterday was Super 8. It was also our first look at JJ Abrams and Steven Spielberg's like shadowy weird. It's something with aliens and an invasion. Now we can see like it really looks like a throwback to like Spielberg's 80s movies. You've got like kids and alien invaders, and it's just on a huge scale, and I thought it was just really exciting to get to see clips of it and get a little bit of a sense of what the movie's going to be like, and definitely one of my most anticipated this year. I'm a JJ Abrams fan, and I thought his Star Trek was really amazing, and you know, Spielberg's producing, and it really looked good. I was pleased by the look we got at it, so I can't wait to see it. The overall dumbest movie campaign, that I don't know if you guys were even paying attention to this, Rio, that it's like the CG animated parrot movie. They did this. It was the most complicated promotion I've ever heard about. I was trying to summarize it on the Mahalo page, and it's like, so first of all, the story itself is just like, it's a parrot, and he falls in love, and he follows her down to South America, which is like, okay. But, it just, the promotion was, inside the ad somewhere, if you freeze frame it, there's a code. And then you go enter that code into Angry Birds on your iPhone. And then it opens up a level, and then you use that level to apply for a sweepstakes that offers you the possibility of a free trip to Brazil. It's like, tone it down, guys. Relax a little bit. It doesn't have, like, just put, you know, like something, like an app that I download and then I enter, or I you know, go to a website or something. Like, it's just a sweepstakes. You don't have to do, like, 10,000, like, things and tie it in with Angry Birds, and what was even the point? And it's hidden. So it's like, I have to go back and, like, scan through your preview in slow motion. Like, I can't imagine more than, like, 10 people with really sad lives, like, really bothered to do that. Anyway, best overall ad, like, my favorite of the entire show, the Chrysler Eminem Detroit. I know everybody's praising it today, but it's, you know, it's well made. There was an artistry to it. It was just, you know, it did bring up those feelings of like Detroit as the Motor City and like the sort of proud heritage of that city and the sadness of sort of what's happened to it and the perception of it over the years. And, you know, Lose Yourself was used really well. And, I don't know if like commercials really ever count as sort of something artistic, but it was just well made. I think so many of the other ads were like so obnoxious and clunky that to see one that was actually like pulled off well and actually did make you feel a positive association with a brand was almost remarkable to see. Finally, on that note of something that's just shockingly poor, like what was with the Groupon ads? And it's just, why would you? I don't even understand. Like, even on the level of it is kind of offensive because you're making light of, you know, whales dying or Tibet or the rainforest, or like these real issues. But it's also, why would you want to associate your company with like trauma and tragedy? It just seems like the wrong note to hit. Like, it's coupons. Like, it's happy. It's an upbeat topic. You don't have to bring in the deforestation into this conversation. Just tell me I can get, you know, cheaper froyo. That's why you exist. So Living Social, also, it was not a great ad, but it was definitely closer to the mark there, I thought. So anyway, that's my take on the Super Bowl. I feel like my opinions were very much in the mainstream of opinion, so I wanted to really be able to shock everybody and mix it up. But, you know, it was pretty obvious, and it was just less exciting, I think, this year than in years past. So that's LonsTV. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I will see you right back here on the show tomorrow. And if you haven't already subscribed, throw me a subscription. What the hell? Why not, right?